Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there's quite a few topics to delve into. So Manchester United summer transfer priority list is Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho of course is our number one priority target. Jack Grealish, he's another one of our priority targets. Of course Jack Grealish is a midfielder. Also, too, another one of our priority targets is Daya Upamecano from RP Leipzig. Kalidou Koulibaly as well, he's another one of our priority targets in that. So, Solskjaer in the summer transfer window, he's looking to obviously, bring a right winner in. He's looking to bring a midfielder in. And obviously, he's looking to bring a couple of central defenders in, or could just bring one central defender in. As you all know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has already revealed his plans for the summer transfer window. But it's going to be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer approaches the summer transfer window. Obviously, the summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Manchester United manager. Because obviously, so far Solskjaer's enjoyed three transfer windows at the football club. And he has spent over £200 million on five players. He recommended these five players in the two previous transfer windows because Solskjaer didn't recommend anyone in his first transfer window at the football club. But I think the five players that he's recommended in, to be fair, have been very, very impressive. Last summer he recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire. And of course in January he recommended Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. Got to mention, the signing of Bruno Fernandes has definitely saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United, because Bruno Fernandes has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career and definitely is the foreseeable future for the football club. So Solskjaer has made four permanent signings and of course got Odion Ighalo on loan. I give you the positive news on Odion Ighalo yesterday, like a lot of Manchester United fans would have done. It got confirmed yesterday that Odion Ighalo will be staying at the football club until the end of January 2021, because it did say that Man United and Shanghai Shenhua had come to an agreement over extending Odion Ighalo's loan. So Ighalo's going to be here for another 7 months. I think we are paying around 10.5 million to Shanghai Shenhua to keep Odion Ighalo until January in that. So that's very, very good news. Obviously, back in March, Shanghai Shenhua had offered Odion Ighalo a 2-year contract worth around £400,000 a week. His current contract with Shanghai Shenhua runs until 2022, but I think when he does return back to Shanghai Shenhua, that's when he probably, will sign the new contract. Don't forget, before the news got announced that he'd extended his loan, Odion Ighalo did say that he will risk a 75 million contract, to remain at Manchester United. He had Odion Ighalo's agent last week as well, saying that Odion Ighalo was close to agreeing a contract extension at the football club. By the way, there is no option to buy Odion Ighalo at the end of the loan. Shanghai Shenhua did say a couple of weeks ago that they do want around £20 million to let Odion Ighalo go permanently in that. But we did pay around £4 million to get him on loan on deadline day in January. We did get him on a 6-month loan, so his initial stay was set to end on the 31st of May. But it is, very, very good, that we have come to an agreement. Ighalo's enjoyed a good start to his Man United career. 4 goals in 8 appearances. 4 of the goals came from 3 starts. Of course, he scored twice against Derby. He scored against Club Brugge. And he also scored in the 5-0 win against Lask. And like I mentioned, he's been a very, very good cover-up to Marcus Rashford in that. So there you go. As you all know, last week, it confirmed that Manchester United had taken a £140 million loan from the £150 million revolving credit facility. The main explanations why we did this is to help us through the coronavirus crisis, and also to get, the right calibre players in the summer transfer window. Now, as you all know, there's a lot of uncertainty for the summer transfer window anyway, because a lot of clubs are going to face an unprecedented summer transfer window due to the financial issues. Solskjaer said he wants to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window because he believes we need around 3 or 4 signings to become title contenders next season. And that because obviously, this has been the 7th season now that we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And analysing it at the moment, you've got Liverpool that are strides ahead of us. You've got Manchester City that are strides ahead of us in that. But hopefully, we can challenge next season. Last time we won the Premier League was back in 2013 in Alex Ferguson's last season and that. Now, obviously, our debt had risen up by almost £130 million. That got confirmed the other week when Ed Woodward had spoken to investors on a conference call. And obviously now our net debt in total is around 429.1 million. I think the coronavirus pandemic has actually cost us around £28 million. But we did say, we do expect the final figure to be higher. Don't forget, Ed Woodward came out the other month and said we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market. So in that aspect, he ruled out big transfers to Man United and he said, we won't be spending hundreds of millions of pounds. But Solskjaer could have a budget of maybe at least £100 million to spend in the summer transfer window. Now, like I've said to you on my recent videos, Solskjaer does deserve more time at the club. He does deserve at least another season. And he deserves at least a couple of more transfer windows because he is still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team. And also, too, it is a transition period. And like Solskjaer revealed at the beginning of the year, he's hopeful that we can get through this transition period. So he does need more time at the football club. At the moment, Solskjaer's been at the football club nearly a year and a half, I think. That's including the 3 months when he was the interim manager. Now, but Solskjaer knows he's got the backing of Ed Woodward because Ed Woodward has said on quite a few occasions this season that he's willing to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ed Woodward has said this. He's also said quite a few times that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job is safe at the football club. So there you go. And obviously, we've been very, very critical of Ed Woodward. Woodward's been at the football club since 2012, so this has been his 8th year at Manchester United. But the main explanations why we've been critical of Ed Woodward is obviously, reflecting how poor our recruitment policy's been in the last 6 or 7 years. Also, too, with us overpaying for players, he's been criticised, and obviously, his poor selection of managers in that. Because obviously, we have sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era, and Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. Of course, we sacked David Moyes. David Moyes only enjoyed, around 8 or 9 months with the football club. Obviously, Moyes should have never been recommended in, and that's the only mistake Alex Ferguson made, was ever recommending David Moyes in. But the main explanation why Ferguson recommended him in is because, there was both Scottish and that. It was never going to work out under Moyes. Obviously, under the Moyes era, we finished 7th. I think that's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League. Obviously, he recruited 2 players in, and that was Fellaini, who's no longer here, and of course Juan Mata, and Juan Mata is still at the football club. Obviously, Louis van Gaal, he enjoyed 2 years at the football club. We did win the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal. Obviously, Louis van Gaal, I think, purchased around 14 players. He brought the likes of Schneiderlin in, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Falcao, Depay, Di Maria, Rojo, Darmian, Martial and Shaw, who of course are still here. He got Romero on a free, who's still here. He also recommended Ander Herrera in, but again didn't work out under Louis van Gaal. But Louis van Gaal actually got rid of a lot of the players that we had under the Alex Ferguson era. I think we've only got a few players at the club now from the Alex Ferguson era, and that's Phil Jones and David De Gea, if I'm correct, yeah. And obviously, after Van Gaal got sacked, Jose Mourinho came in and he enjoyed, 2.5 years at the football club. We're recommending Mourinho in too late, if you ask me. Mourinho did win 2 trophies in his first season. He won the Europa League and the League Cup with Manchester United. But I've already given you the main explanations why it didn't work out under Jose Mourinho, is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes, with the top players, and the board just weren't backing the signings that Jose Mourinho wanted to recommend in to the football club. So there you go. So yeah, they're the three managers that have gone since the Alex Ferguson era. But you know, they're the reasons, you know, why we've been so critical of Ed Woodward. We haven't only been critical of Ed Woodward, we've also been critical of the Glazers as well. Don't forget the Glazers recently revealed their stance on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future, and you know they're also willing to back Solskjaer. And yeah, we've been very, very critical of the Glazers. You know, the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. Obviously, you know, it's now 2020, so the Glazers have been at the football club for around 15 years. I think it did mention not too long ago that the Glazers have nearly received £200 million. I think it also mentioned that we've paid approximately 1.5 billion in 15 years for the privilege of being owned by the Glazers. You know, I was also very, very critical of a lot of our players earlier on in the season as well, because they was not performing to the standards as you know we do expect from them. And like I said, you know, for the vast majority of this season, you know, we've been very, very critical of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Don't forget, you know, Solskjaer was close to getting sacked earlier on in the season. Then there was talks of obviously, you know, Massimiliano Allegri coming in. Obviously, you know, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in. Don't forget, Pochettino was linked to win the managerial role at Man United. Before Solskjaer got the job permanently in March last year. You know, but there you go. But like I said, you know, before the football season got suspended, we was in a good vein of form. Don't forget, we are unbeaten in our last 11 games in all competitions. And that's of course, our best vein of form since Solskjaer was temporary boss. But Solskjaer will be under pressure to keep this good run of form up enough when the football season does resume. And there's things I do credit Solskjaer for, you know, like he's promoted the youth very, very well. So that's one thing I credit him for. The players he's brought in so far have done very, very well. He's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into Manchester United. We have seen a total of 19 players leave since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in. I think around, was it 8 or 9 senior players left and around 10 young players left as well. And obviously, you know, we're going to get rid of players in the summer transfer window. I think we're going to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. So we are going to generate money in that way. You know, so Solskjaer's looking to get rid of more of the deadwood. But like I said, you know, there's big decisions to be made in the summer. What players we're going to recommend in. And of course, what players, you know, we are going to get rid of. Like I've mentioned on my recent videos, there's decisions that Manchester United and Solskjaer have got to make before the season resumes. There's also decisions we've got to make ahead of next season as well. Like I said, we are facing a dilemma at left back. Obviously, at the moment, Luke Shaw is our first choice left back because he's experienced. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone. But prior to that, very, very good left back. Probably Luke Shaw will be our first choice left back next season, to be quite honest with you. Will remain our first choice left back unless Brandon Williams becomes our first choice left back, because I think the games Brandon Williams played in this season, you know, he has done very, very well. And this has been his first season in the senior squad. We've already made the goalkeeping decision, which is obviously, you know, very, very good. I knew the decision anyway. I knew David De Gea was going to remain our number one goalkeeper because David De Gea has been our number one goalkeeper for several years. Our number one goalkeeper for several years as David De Gea. Obviously, you know, Dean Henderson, he's out on loan at Sheffield United. We've already confirmed that we will allow Dean Henderson to remain on loan at Sheffield United until the end of the season. That we'll probably loan him back out next season unless he comes back and, you know, he's obviously, you know, then going to be our number 2. I don't think we'll get rid of Dean Henderson permanently because I think we see him as a long-term replacement for David De Gea. You know, next season, you know, who's going to be our centre-back partnership? Obviously, it's Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof at the moment. They are our first choice centre-halves. But if we do sign a centre-half in the summer transfer window, then, you know, maybe Lindelof then or will be facing competition. So who will be our centre-back partnership next season? Will it be Kalidou Koulibaly alongside Maguire? You know, will it be Joe Rodon from Swansea? Because he's also been in our agenda alongside Harry Maguire. You know, Dayot Upamecano. You know, there's actually, you know, been quite a lot of centre-halves on our agenda. Even though, you know, we have got a lot of centre-halves at the moment. We've got Maguire, we've got Lindelof. We've obviously, you know, got Bain, Tuanzebe, they're our backups. You've obviously, you know, got Fossa Mensah. He can also operate as a centre-half. Small and Rojo, of course, they're out on loan. I was reading stories regarding Rojo today, and it actually said that he's set to come back to Man United. It said the other week from the mainstream media that Estudiantes wanted to get him permanently and Boca Juniors were interested in him. He said we'd want just over £10 million to let Rojo go permanently in that. I don't think we'll get Chris Smalling back. I think we said we want around 18 million to get rid of Chris Smalling permanently. He's out on loan at Roma at the moment. Paulo Finesca was talking about Smalling the other week, the Roma manager, and he said that Smalling wants to stay at Roma. And Smalling did say he does not regret the decision of leaving Manchester United and that. So there you go. So yeah, we have got a lot of centre halves in the team. Don't forget there's Tuanzebe as well into the equation. But we are still looking at sign a centre half, and there's other decisions we've got to make. Obviously, we've got to make a decision on Pogba's future. I think Pogba's staying at the football club anyway. Delors, we've got to know what's happening with him. Solskjaer, I think's also got to work out his best 11 because analysing it this season, he's tried a few different elements and he's been making a lot of rotation. But the main explanation why he's been making a lot of rotation is reflects on the amount of injuries that Man United have had. I think he's also got to work out his best formation as well because Solskjaer has been changing formation persistently this season. He's been going with a 4-2-3-1 a lot. From my own perception, the 4-2-3-1 formation doesn't really seem to suit our standards. He's been going with the 4-3-3 a few times. He's sometimes gone with 3 at the back. But from my own perception, we look more expansive with 3 at the back and that. But yeah, I think probably Solskjaer's got a rough idea, of what his best 11 now is going to be. We shall see. But it'll be interesting to see how he approaches the Tottenham game when the football season does resume. We know that the Premier League is resuming on the 17th of June, which is just over 2 weeks away. Obviously, the Premier League is going to be finishing on the 25th of July. There's 9 games to play in the Premier League. There's 92 games to play in all competitions. I think European games are going to be played in August. You already know the dates for the FA Cup. They've already been announced. But we've got quite a few things to look forward to for when the season resumes. We've got a few things to look forward to. The FA Cup and the Europa League. Because the FA Cup and the Europa League are 2 priorities for Manchester United. Because we're into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We're into the last 8 of the Europa League. And if we could win them, or at least one of them, it would be a memorable first full season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and that. So hopefully, we can do it. And, the top 4 is a priority for us because obviously, we want Champions League qualification for next season. We're sitting 5th in the Premier League at the moment and we are just 3 points behind Chelsea. So there you go on that. But like I've said to you, I've seen improvements under Solskjaer. I've obviously, Solskjaer's also made changes and Solskjaer revealed before the football season got suspended, what has changed at Manchester United since he replaced Jose Mourinho back in December 2018. He has changed a few things, but the improvements are, players have improved under Solskjaer. More or less everybody's been given their chances, including young players. I think we've done very, very well against the Big 6 sides this season because, we've registered 17 points against the Big 6 sides this season and that. So I have seen improvements under Solskjaer, definitely. And I do want Solskjaer's managerial tenure at Manchester United to work out because we know that Solskjaer is a legend of the club. He was a great player for us for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. One of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's most iconic moments as a player, obviously, was in 1999. When he did, of course, win the club the treble, and that's obviously one of the club's greatest achievements. And that, like I said, Man United is the 3rd club in Solskjaer's managerial career because before he came to us, he was at Molde. Did actually all right at Molde, won a couple of Norwegian titles, and before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. He enjoyed a very, very difficult time at Cardiff. Did Solskjaer? He only managed around, was it 28 or 29 games for Cardiff. The main explanation why he got sacked from Cardiff is because, he actually ended up getting Cardiff relegated. And don't forget, we were facing a relegation battle earlier on in the season and that. So, there you go. So, yeah. So, Man United's priority targets now for the summer transfer window. I'll go through it again. Sancho, Grealish, Koulibaly, Dayot Upamecano, Joe Rodon's also been put into the equation as well. Did I mention him earlier on? I might have forgot to mention him. By the way, it's also confirmed that Declan Rice from West Ham and Raul Jimenez from Wolves are no longer considered as our priority target. So that's just something else I do want to confirm with you guys. Now, I just want to give you some news on Jesse Lingard. I'll put this on my title as well. It's reported out, I think, in the last day or two that Jesse Lingard has been talking with Chris Smalling and Ashley Young over leaving Manchester United. Now, obviously, there were stories coming out before saying that Atletico Madrid were interested in signing Jesse Lingard. But now recent stories have said that AC Milan are interested in signing him, and I think as Jesse Lingard actually been talking with AC Milan, I think we've definitely got to get rid of Jesse Lingard in the summer transfer window. Definitely got to get rid of Jesse Lingard in the summer transfer window. We've got to get rid of him because I think he's actually the worst Manchester United player at the moment. Don't forget, Jesse Lingard has not registered 1 goal or 1 assist in the Premier League for over a year. So that just indicates how inconsistent he is. And up until this point, Jesse Lingard has spent the vast majority of his career with Manchester United. And reflect on his status at the club, he should be putting much better performances out. But since the arrival of Bruno Fernandes, Lingard has just found game time very, very difficult. And I think Lingard's on 100 grand a week at the moment. I think Lingard's got exactly a year left on his Manchester United contract, but I think the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. There were stories coming out quite a few weeks ago saying that there was up to 4 Premier League clubs that were interested in Jesse Lingard. I think, we do value Jesse Lingard at around, £30 million or something like that. I think he's in his late 20s. Don't forget Lingard had loan spells with Leicester, Birmingham, Brighton and Derby. They're the loan spells, that he did have in that. But yeah, he's so inconsistent. Lingard's won, won few trophies with the club. The Europa League he won with us, the Europa League, the FA Cup and all of that. And he scored in, I think, all them finals, or was it a few of them finals and that? But yeah, we definitely need to get rid of Jesse Lingard. So reportedly, the latest club to be interested is AC Milan. Phil Jones, he'll go as well. He'll leave Man United in the summer transfer window, I should presume. By the way, he's another centre-half we've got. I forgot to mention him earlier on. Phil Jones has been a long-serving player at the football club. This is Phil Jones' 9th season at Manchester United. 9th season. So he has been here since the Alex Ferguson era. As obviously, we've had quite a few long-serving players at the club, and there's still some long-serving players at the football club now, But yeah, I think we can maybe get just over £10 million for Phil Jones. So yeah. Obviously, Angel Gomez, we've also got to make a decision on his future. There were stories coming out last week saying that we'd offered Angel Gomez around 1.5 million a year to stay at Manchester United. Now, we have put forward quite a few contract offers for Angel Gomez, but obviously Angel Gomez has turned these contract offers down. Don't forget, Angel Gomez's appearances have been limited at the football club. He's only made 6 first-team appearances this season. Obviously, the clubs that are interested, Chelsea, Arsenal, Barcelona, have been in for him in recent weeks. He's only the age of 19. You've also had Tahith Chong. He's found game time difficult. You've had James Garner. He's also found game time very, very difficult as well. So let's just put that into the equation. You already know the news on Alexis Sanchez, don't you? Inter Milan have confirmed that he'll stay with them until the end of the season. Inter Milan have said they want to extend Alexis Sanchez's loan. Because, of course, Inter Milan got him on a 10-month loan last summer. There is no option to buy, by the way. I think we have to pay £6 million out at the end of the loan. Sanchez's current loan expires with Inter Milan on the 30th of June. Despite the fact that Sanchez is on loan at Inter Milan, we're still paying the vast majority of his wages. We are still paying him around 300 grand a week, and Inter Milan are paying the other £100,000 a week. Yeah, so there you go. But I don't want Sanchez back at Manchester United. I really, really don't. Andres Pereira, he's definitely another player that is going to leave the football club because he's also, very, very inconsistent. He's Andres Pereira, So yeah. Now, just want to delve into some news on Paul Pogba. I was talking with you guys, wasn't I, about Paul Pogba yesterday. I was talking with you guys yesterday about Paul Pogba. Now, like I've said, I think Paul Pogba is staying at the football club. Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has confirmed that Paul Pogba is part of his plans for when the season resumes and for next season as well. So Pogba will be here next season, but I'm not too sure about the foreseeable future in that, because I'm actually very, very excited about the prospects of Paul Pogba playing alongside Bruno Fernandes in our midfield, because Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes have not yet had the chance to play together in our midfield and that. And I think, they will complement each other fantastically well. I really, really do believe that. Now, obviously, like I updated you a couple of days ago, it did actually, say that Man United missed out on the chance to re-sign Paul Pogba back in 2013 under the David Moyes era. The main explanation why we didn't re-sign him at the time is because David Moyes was looking to get Cesc Fabregas in for £25 million. Now, we also believe that Mini Raiola, who's Paul Pogba's agent, we believe he's the only one that wants his client to leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window, because Mini Raiola the other week was talking to Juventus. He's also held talks with Real Madrid, I think, recently, because Real Madrid have held secret talks with Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, and that. We've been very, very critical of Mini Raiola, reflecting on some of the comments he has said since the turn of the year. There's also been stories coming out recently. This is stemming from Leeds 10 Sport, and they've said that Paul Pogba's open to making a move to PSG. I think for PSG to get Paul Pogba, to fund the move for Pogba, they'd either have to offload Mbappe or Neymar. And Mbappe and Neymar, of course, are the two most expensive players in the world. But I don't see Paul Pogba going to PSG. But they are the latest team to be in for Paul Pogba. But like I said, if Paul Pogba does leave Manchester United, I think he'll make a return back to Juventus, because Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus. But the vast majority of his performances at Man United since he rejoined have been totally comparison to his ones in Turin. Now, don't forget there were stories coming out from the Italian press recently saying that we're open to swapping Paul Pogba for Adrian Rabiot. But to be quite honest with you, I don't see that swap deal materialising. It's been saying that Juventus are willing to offer quite a few of their players to get Paul Pogba. Federico Bernardeschi's been mentioned, Aaron Ramsey's been mentioned, Matthijs de Ligt got mentioned a while ago, Milan Panjanic, yeah, Aaron Ramsey, quite a few players, have been mentioned. Douglas Costa, he's also been mentioned as well, Like there were stories coming out last week saying that, Real Madrid had offered up to 4 of their players for Paul Pogba. The players that were mentioned were Martin Odegaard, James Rodriguez, Brahim Diaz and Lucas Vazquez. So they were the 4 players that Real Madrid were willing to offer us. But last summer, Real Madrid were relentlessly linked with Paul Pogba. But Paul Pogba's preference was actually a move to Real Madrid last summer. But the main explanation why his move to Real Madrid didn't materialise last summer was obviously, reflecting on the £180 million, that we wanted for Paul Pogba, because Real Madrid were not willing to meet that valuation. But Paul Pogba said last summer he was seeking for a new challenge, and he publicly admitted that he wanted to leave the football club and that, And obviously he said earlier on this year that he told his teammates that he wanted to leave Manchester United. But Paul Pogba was talking a lot about Real Madrid last year, Like I said, Barcelona have also been in for Pogba in the past as well. I think it mentioned quite a few weeks ago that Inter Milan were also interested in him. Pogba's got exactly a year left on his Manchester United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. And at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing, because we did pay £89 million for him. Paul Pogba's only played 8 times this season for the football club. His appearances have been limited due to his injuries. But the positive news is now that Paul Pogba's back from injury, because he's been doing very, very well in training. He's been training alongside Bruno Fernandes. Rashford's also done well in training now. Rashford, of course, he's back from his back injury. So, of course, that's very, very good news. Pogba has received a lot of criticism as a Manchester United player since he rejoined. You know, his biggest critics throughout the course of this season have been Graham Souness and Roy Keane. Some people have advised Paul Pogba to leave the football club, you know, to stop this criticism and that. But we did say, you know, if Paul Pogba was to be sold, you know, we do want at least £100 million for him. You know, because I said it's very imperative that we get more than what we actually paid for him and that. You know, so there you go. So he's open to making a move to PSG. According to recent reports, it's actually not in ESPN this, but it's stemming from League 10 Sport. So there you go and that. Like I said to you, I think there's around 9 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. So that's something else, you know, we do need to resolve. But to be fair, a lot of players' contracts have been a lot of players' contracts have been a lot of players have signed new contracts under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, to be fair. So that's obviously, you know, very, very positive news and that, you know. So there you go. That is very, very positive news. You know, so there'll be more videos coming up. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.